Hi guys, welcome back to the Half Day Adventures podcast. My name is Kristen.
It's not funny.
Stop it.
I just want you all to know how many times we started this podcast so far. You already know.
It's been 5.
It's Christian. I'm Alex, and we're here to talk to you today. Let's finally get to what we're talking about. It's Epic Universe. Yeah, Epic Universe, Disney's competitor down the road that's coming. It's Universal's new theme park.
Jesus,
and
she's hot.
if you only knew what
We've
went
been here
into
5
creating
minutes.
these podcasts.
5 minutes, okay? That's how impatient she is. We're just trying to make sure that it's a really good experience for everybody here.
Well, they're never going to get the experience if we don't start talking about it. So, again, we are here to talk about Epic Universe today.
About 2 weeks ago, Universal dropped almost like a trailer, I guess I would say, for everything that's projected to be at the park, right?
Yes.
Great. So there you go. That's why we can't start a podcast.
They released a lot of content, including some new concept art. They've released information on what's going to be inside of the park. So we have attractions, we have restaurants, we have, basically like the very broad overview of what we are to expect when Epic Universe opens next summer.
Right.
And that is what they gave us as well, an opening date of summer 2025. So we don't know an exact month just yet, but hopefully over the next couple months, Universal releases more to us, because I know this year is going to fly by. But we can go ahead and kind of dig into what has been revealed so far, starting with the entrance of the park. We are kind of looking at that right now. It still hasn't totally been confirmed, but we don't know if this park is going to have admission to it or not. Because there's been rumor that there won't be actually a ticket to get into Epic Universe. Think kind of like a city walk, like you walk in. And Epic Universe is going to be split into different lands. So speculation right now is that the lands are going to be where you need to scan a ticket to get in. However, not too sure. But I think it is a good idea. And looking at the concept art right now, guests are entering through what is called the Kronos, which is going to be the first opening portal into the park. And there's no ticket turnstile or anything there. So not really sure what that's going to be, but it is just that. All of the lands are going to have portals going into them.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at the concept art, and you're right. There are no facial recognition little turnstile things.
Fancy.
Which is crazy. So now that's news to me now that you're saying that. I really didn't even notice that.
After he was just arguing, saying, I don't think we should share news because people already know the news. No, people may not know things.
I didn't say that. I said,
you said it.
The way we introduced it is, I hope you guys are excited for some exciting news.
And
let me tell you about Epic Universe, the one that no one's ever heard about before. Okay, anyways, so Epic Universe is supposed to be the fourth park. What is it? What do you call it? Anchor?
Fourth gate.
Fourth gate. There we go. For the Universal Orlando, I was going to say franchise, but it's
Universal Orlando Resort.
That's what it was.
I don't know what words you're trying to use over here.
I feel like we already messed up this podcast already. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
No, we're going with it. So Universal Orlando has 3 gates currently. So 2 theme parks. We have Universal Studios, of course, and Islands of Adventure. And then the 3rd gate being the Volcano Bay Water Park. So that is currently what makes up the Universal Orlando Resort as we know it, plus City Walk. But all of these gates, all of these entertainment offerings, theme parks, they're all right there next to each other. And what's going to be very unique about Epic Universe, you may or may not know, is that Epic Universe, I think, is going to be about, I think they said 4 miles
away, yeah,
or so away from the theme parks. So it is off on its own, down, I think it's Sand Lake Road, basically, off John Young Parkway, if you're familiar with the Orlando area, but it will not.
And I've been here for 28 years now.
What? It will not be in a walkable distance. So you will have to drive a car or take a bus over to the new theme park once it opens.
Yeah, and this new theme park is also supposed to be almost doubling the size of what Universal Orlando already has right now. So it's kind of insane how much they're adding on. But it's pretty cool. Going back to the Kronos that Alex was talking about, they said it was supposed to be the entrance to this, I guess, to all these worlds. And to be honest, to this universe, yeah, you're right. And it's they said planets during the trailer. They were where all the planets align, which is kind of fun because they said planets and also worlds. They also had 5 new worlds. So they're going all over the place with the phrasing. But the Kronos to me reminds me of the Bifrost in Thor or in God of War. I don't know if anyone knows about that, but Greek mythology, Bifrost to get to different realms and stuff like that. So that's what that's reminding me of. And they said that they were going to have 5 worlds, 5 planets, 5 whatever you want to call them. And those are, I guess we can just talk about them right now. It's Celestial Park.
Well, so Celestial Park is going to be like the main area. So you have to enter through the main entrance into what is called Celestial Park. And they say that this is really putting the park back in theme park. So again, a lot of people think this is going to kind of be like a common ground. You may not need a ticket to get in. I don't know.
Which is insane.
But
I don't think so. I feel like you have to have a ticket. They're going to have 3 rides there. In Celestial Park.
I quite literally have no idea. I'm just telling you what the rumor mill is. But this is going to like truly have a very like a park theme. So there's going to be gardens and water features and just a very organic layout to the area. And like Christian just mentioned, there are going to be 3 notable attractions in that land, plus several shopping and dining locations as well. But the first attraction that you're going to find in Celestial Park is, I would say, probably the main one. Well, no, we can start with kind of the boring one. Because the first attraction is going to be, it seems like a water playground. What is that one called?
Astronomica.
Okay, fancy.
Astronomica. Ooh.
Astronomical.
It says you'll be able to play with dancing fountains.
Fun. A little water kid area.
Yeah, a little water park.
And they're going to tell you if you have diarrhea, stay out.
Okay.
But so you can stay out because you
Hello?
have
Don't
problems.
call me out like that.
And then the next attraction is going to be called
Constellation Carousel.
Yes, so it's going to be a carousel, and they say it is very unique and not like a carousel that we've seen before. So it's going to have the opportunity, I guess, to go like forward, backward, sideways. It looks very whimsical, and there is concept art that they released of that attraction.
Mm-hmm. It says it's Cosmos inspired carousel.
Well, the whole like area of Celestial Park is going to be themed around like stars and planets and astrology basically. So that's kind of a neat theme, and everything is playing into that. With the last attraction and more of like the e-ticket attraction is going to be
Starfall Racers.
And that is going to be a dueling roller coaster. So it's giving Dueling Dragons. Yeah. But a dueling roller coaster.
So a dual launch coaster, and you're going to be racing through the sky on a shooting star.
Yes, on a shooting star. So, and I think that I heard or read or whatever the case is, however things are being released lately, because a lot of it still is speculation. A lot of it is confirmed, but there's not going to be lights on the coaster track, and instead the trains or the coaster trains are going to be lit themselves, so they'll look like shooting stars as they're going through the land. But that's probably going to be a very popular attraction.
So like Space Mountain, but with like light up cars,
or like Rip Ride Rocket that literally has lights on the train.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Not like Space Mountain at all. I don't know what you're talking about. There's not a single light.
Dark. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the attraction's outside. It's not inside of a building.
Right.
But those are going to be the main attractions. And then we also have some restaurants that have been confirmed as well.
Some restaurants or just one?
There's a couple. One of them is called the Atlantic Restaurant. And that's going to be more of like, I think they described it as surf and turf.
Like you're in an aquarium type thing. Like you are the aquarium type thing. That's what it looks like.
You are the glass in the aquarium.
Yeah, exactly. You have the glass all surrounding you. They have like the shells that you sit on, like the benches themselves.
It did say that you're going to sit inside shells as you eat. So, like,
that looks fun.
You were saying it kind of reminded you like of a Mythos restaurant.
Yeah, it was like Mythos.
But then again, how could it remind you when you've never eaten at Mythos?
Well, I've
the
been
best
around
theme park
Mythos.
Restaurant voted how many years in a row?
But I'm saying like
probably from like 2011. And actually, they never took the banner down.
That's what it reminds me of.
But that's one of them, and then the second one I believe is like a Pan-Asian inspired restaurant, something called like with a dragon. There's a picture of it. We can insert it if you're watching video, but it is going to be, I think, like an Asian inspired restaurant.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah. Well, it's on there. But so that's Celestial Park. And then the last thing anchoring the back of Celestial Park is going to be one of 3 hotels that is opening with the park.
3 hotels?
Yes. But this is going to be like the large hotel that's part of the park. You actually can get into the park from this hotel, and that's going to be called the Universal Grand Helios Hotel.
Universal Helios Grand Hotel.
What is it?
Helios' Grand Hotel.
Okay.
Helios Grand Hotel?
Pardon my French. But so that's going to be a very large hotel. I think they said upward of 500 rooms.
Yeah, 500 rooms inside the theme park, which is kind of insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder what the hours are going to be like too, because I mean, what time people like usually stop at 10 o'clock? You pretty much everyone's going to bed, right? So it's kind of like they're like the curfew, 10 o'clock, like all the hotels and everything. Like 10 o'clock, you can't do nothing. So I wonder if the theme park will stay open till like 10, or if it'll be a little bit earlier. That whole situation is so confusing to me too, because like you said right now, if you don't need a ticket to get inside Celestial Park, you can just walk into the hotel, or what?
Probably. I mean, I don't know how many entrances are going to be there at the hotel.
And how do you get on the ride if you don't have a ticket?
I don't know.
Again,
I'm just saying what I've heard. I don't know anything. I don't work for Universal. I'm not on their PR list, even though I wish it would be like offered. It'd be really cool.
Yeah,
but we're just nobodies at the moment.
Kronos care package. Gimme. I want it. And whoever sent it out,
package.
Gimme. I want it.
Give it to me now. But that's kind of the gist of Celestial Park. So it does look like a really neat area. Very different, like I said, from what we've seen in theme park hubs before. But let's dig into all of the good stuff that people are really excited about.
Yeah. Well, also, like, again, talking about this, okay, the Kronos is like they talk about portals a whole bunch, but like the Kronos being the main one portal to get you into all these other worlds. You get through Celestial Park, and then there's 4 other portals to take you to different lands. So when you go to California, you have the tunnel that goes into Super Nintendo World. I feel like they kind of really took inspiration from that. They had to have taken inspiration from that.
Well, either that or they just thought about it before that. I mean, it just makes sense that you're going to enter through a pipe to go into Nintendo World. If you saw
but then there's someone
the Mario movie, they literally get sucked into a pipe.
In my mind, it's like, oh my god, we need to do this for all the lands. That's how I feel like they thought about it. And then they're like,
no, I think they've been planning this for far before that. But
I don't know. In my mind, that's what I think. But
all right. So since we already mentioned it, let's go ahead and just talk right away about Super Nintendo World. So we knew that we were getting a Nintendo themed land at Universal Studios Florida.
Right.
We just didn't know where. I think a lot of people thought that it was going to go into Universal Studios and potentially be in the area that the old Kid Zone was at. But that clearly was not true. And actually, we are getting some new stuff in the Kid Zone area. We're getting a whole DreamWorks land.
Did you see that they brought like Shrek's hut, Shrek's little house, and also his toilet?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Shrek's swamp is going to be there. The Trolls roller coaster.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's definitely just a reworking of the Woody Woodpecker Nut House coaster, but we will be riding it.
I will,
if sure. you know, we are pretty recent Trolls fans.
Pretty recent.
Trolls
Sorry,
3
you're pretty
fans.
recent Troll fans.
You literally saw it at the same time I did.
Okay, but you would have never seen it because of me, and I've seen the first and second one. You haven't seen the first or second one.
Yes, I have.
Before that?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Okay.
Fake fan,
literally, I've seen Trolls 1 and 2 before I saw 3.
Fake fan.
Anyways, so that's going to be some of the stuff that's going into the DreamWorks area. That is going to open up, like, I want to say, like, fairly soon. I think it is supposed to open by summer for sure, but there's going to just be, I think, a mishmash of DreamWorks movies, probably like Kung Fu Panda, Trolls, Shrek.
Doesn't make sense for How to Train a Dragon and all that. We'll get to that. But anyways.
Anyway, Super Nintendo World is going to be here at Epic Universe. It is going to be larger than the one that opened in
California
and Hollywood.
And Japan. Right? It's going to be bigger than the one in Japan.
You're telling me?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. So don't take my word. I thought that's what you were leading up to. But there are supposed to be 3 attractions, 2 that I know of, 1 that Alex knows of. I don't really know about that one. But we have the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, which is in California. And is it in Japan as well?
Yes, and that one is in both locations.
Which, if you haven't ridden it ever, if you've never been to Japan or California, it's an awesome ride. I'll probably put some video here. I put it in the last pod. But VR, you drive around, you have to turn your wheel to drift, and you have to shoot the buttons to shoot your red shells and green shells, and it's a really cool interactive ride and really good use of technology, which is something they were talking about. Like it's the whole entire Epic universe is supposed to go off of innovation, creativity, and pretty much everything that's new. but also classic. But I'm excited to see all the potential rides and new technology that they get. Fireworks going off over there at Magic Kingdom right now, so sorry if that's in here. But
there always has to be interference of some
always
sort.
Fireworks. Why do we always start recording during fireworks?
There's only so many hours in a day. Right.
But yeah, so that's the one that's confirmed. We also know that we're getting a Donkey Kong ride.
Yeah, so we're getting a Donkey Kong. They announced the name. I forget what it is, like Minecart Mayhem, or I don't know. But it is going to be a roller coaster.
It is going to be
a roller coaster. There's actually a lot of roller coasters in the park, believe it or not. So again, Universal is going strong with
because I don't really care for the Fast and Furious. What's it called?
Screen-based rides. I think my microphone's going to fall off. Ooh-hoo-hoo.
Sorry.
But it is going to be the Donkey Kong roller coaster, and I did think that this attraction was only going to be here in the States, but actually they are opening one in Japan. So Japan's is probably going to open sooner than Epic Universe's.
Really? And the Donkey Kong one?
Yeah, that will be like kind of to see like what we are going to be getting. A teaser.
Awesome. That's cool.
But it is going to be really cool. Unfortunate
that they get it first.
Well, they've had the land before us anyway, so they deserve it.
They have a lot cooler
so
stuff
it seems like
in Japan either way.
Yeah, it seems like both Japan's and the Epic Universe Super Nintendo Worlds are going to be very similar because I think at this point they'll have the same attractions.
Right.
It's Hollywood that's only has one attraction.
You know, I probably should have seen a video of Japan's Super Mario Super Nintendo Land because that would have been helpful for this pod.
You didn't.
So, what's the other ride that you're saying?
Anyway, let me finish talking. Stop interrupting me.
Sorry.
Anyway, so the Donkey Kong ride, it is going to have a really neat thing to it, basically, that the minecart is going to jump off of the track. And that's something that, like, you're talking about, like, innovation is, like, there's going to be a separate track that cart goes onto to give the illusion that it's jumping off the track. So that will be really neat, I think, with the ride.
It's kind of like when you're falling in Hagrid's, like, sort of type
of
illusion.
Yeah, maybe. So something similar. And then the last ride that you claim not to know about, but this also maybe we can insert some footage, but it's been all over TikTok. So a lot of drone footage going on.
Lots of drone footage.
With Epic Universe. I'm not really sure who's filming that, but clearly they're allowed to, I'm assuming. But it's going to be kind of like a flat ride, a kiddie ride, themed after Yoshi. So you can see all the little Yoshis are on the tracks. Think of like a Haunted Mansion or like an Omnimover ride. It seems that it's going to be that going through like Yoshi's World, which looks really cute too. That probably will be my favorite.
Yep.
I do love Yoshi.
We should have wore our ears. Where are our ears at?
Ooh, I don't know. Somewhere in a thing.
In a box?
Yeah.
Sad.
But I'm excited because, like you were saying, like there's a lot of really cool stuff in Nintendo World coming right down to the merchandise. I think that's what was so exciting about seeing the merchandise in Super Nintendo World in Hollywood is it was like very cutesy, very like Japan. I don't know how else to put it, but they have just really good stuff. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, like the land has a lot of cool, I guess, secrets. That when you get the power band that I have, I've already shown it before, but you get to tap everywhere and you see cool 8-bit, games and all that stuff. Just memories. It's pretty cool. All that stuff is really cool. So I'm excited for that land to be here as well.
Yeah, overall very interactive. So
and are we also getting like a Toad's restaurant and all that?
There's probably going to be a Toadstool cafe, and there's going to be some merchandise shops, I think, inside and outside of the land.
Celestial Park as well. I think that's a restaurant too. So,
but I think that's the one that we knew the most of. Before this, before the trailer was released. But
everything else we talk about, we're gonna barely know anything. Actually, you know what? Speaking of barely what we know, let's talk about Harry Potter, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, which is another land that they're talking about bringing to life. And I have some things here. It's pretty much saying that they're gonna have the Ministry of Magic from Paris, 1920s Paris, from Fantastic Beasts. As well as the British Ministry of Magic from Harry Potter series. So how that works, how they're going to split it, or how maybe you go through, I don't know how that would work really. And I just finished watching the Fantastic Beasts. Well, I finished watching the last Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore, or something like that. Okay. I didn't really bring a lot of the Ministry part, but the first two I do think were like Ministry of Magic related for like the 1920s Paris or whatever. So I have to rewatch that and see how it is. But it is going to be interesting to see how all that works out. It is going to be cool to see all the. I hope to see all the like flue powder like chimney things. I forgot what they're called. And that's pretty much all I can think of at the top of my head. But they also have a ride that they tease. They didn't say anything about it. They're like, oh, it's just going to have to be a surprise because it's just so big. So it's going to be exciting to see what they do with that as well. I hope really it's more of a ride and not more of like screens. But given that it's Harry Potter and magic and all that stuff, you probably want a lot more elements. So maybe it is going to be screens again.
I don't know much
3D.
about Harry Potter, so like, if you have things to say on this, you can. But all I know of Harry Potter basically is what is in the theme parks. And I do think that Harry Potter, since it has been part of Universal, has really set the bar with like themed lands. So that's like why I enjoy it, because we tried to talk about it in the last podcast that we're re-recording obviously right now. But I don't think
not obviously, I know that.
For me, well, now you know, surprise, we continue to record podcasts because they're not good the first time we do them.
The first time we did this, we were just literally all over the place, which we still kind of are,
but
this is more organized.
In short, for me, and I think with other people too, with most people, like people go to theme parks and they want highly themed, immersive areas. Honestly, low key, I really don't think that people care as much as what the land is about versus once they enter the land and they just feel engulfed in the story. Because for me, with Harry Potter, I don't know much about it. I know very, very basic things. I don't know the books and like all of the stories and like the movies. I really don't know much either, but I enjoy going to those areas because they're just really neat to be a part of. The rides are a lot of fun too, like Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Top ride.
One of my favorite rides, I think, in Orlando. And like, I don't know anything about that really for the most part, but it's such a good ride and the storyline is so good. It's the same thing I could say about Pandora. I think that Pandora, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, these are all at Disney. People like to go in these lands and they may not be passionate about like the franchises or stories, but it is really something to walk into a theme park and be put into that. So that's my piece. I'm excited for the Harry Potter area, not knowing anything about what a Ministry of Magic is, not knowing a ton about Fantastic Beasts. But I do know that the land is more than likely going to be pretty impressive once you go into it. And I know they're using a lot of force perspective. There's a lot of very tall buildings. Like you are probably not going to realize that you're in Orlando. I don't remember if you already said it, but this area is going to be themed after Paris. So I'm sure once you walk through the portal into the Ministry of Magic, you are going to feel like you are in a complete other world. And I think that is what the Harry Potter worlds in Universal have been able to achieve. Mic drop.
Okay, then quick side note too. If you guys are listening on audio, jump to YouTube. And if you guys are on YouTube, go down in the comment section and force Alex to watch the Harry Potter movie so she can at least get a little concept of what the heck we're talking about.
I know Hedwig and I know Dobby.
Okay, and obviously Harry Potter. Okay, but yeah, no, she should definitely watch them because I literally tried to watch it with her last week and she said, no, not in the mood. Don't really want to watch it.
Not really into it. But you know what another movie is that I didn't really want to watch?
How to Train Your Dragon.
So How to Train Your Dragon, Isles of Berk. That's going to be our third land that we were teased and confirmed. That was another one that a lot of people speculated that we would get a land dedicated to. But we are surprised. And again, another land that has a lot of work done on it already. There's a lot of like the Viking structures already built. So this is one that I'm also excited about. But again, never saw the movies. And if I hadn't seen the movies, I still probably would think it was pretty cool. Again, if they can achieve the level of theming that most of these other lands in Orlando are doing. Like I feel like Disney and Universal have been neck and neck for so long with these big movie franchises and they just keep trying to one up each other. But all that to say, I was forced to watch How to Train Your Dragon the other day.
And I've said this before because we talked, like she's already said it. We've already done this podcast, but, or this episode, sorry. I've already said it. How to Train Your Dragon films are just completely underrated. I feel like people don't watch them or don't know about them or it's just not spoken enough about them because the movies are really great. And I mean, you just watched them. So what's your opinion about them?
I thought they were really good. I do think that there is like a cult following around How to Train Your Dragon. And like I did my little research like I do on everything. And it seems that there's not only the movies, but there's TV shows, there's stage adaptations. How to Train Your Dragon was based after a book. in general.
I didn't even know that.
But no, the movies are really, really good. And I do remember like watching part of one years ago, like the first one when it came out, but like I don't know, I didn't care about it. But so we watched the first one and I thought that was a really cute movie. I really like Toothless. And personally, if you know me, like I only care about the cute things and fun characters. So obviously Toothless is my favorite one from the movie. But then the second one didn't come out, I think, for almost 4 years after the first. So it was interesting to see just like the progression and animation.
Oh, for sure.
Because it looked like a lot better.
Alex was like, this is the first one. How long ago was it? And like pretty long. 'Cause the animation looks completely weird.
Yeah.
I mean, not weird. It just looks different.
And then we watched the third one, which I knew that there was a white version of Toothless called The Light Fury, now that I know that. But that movie, I think, came out another 4 or 5 years after the second one. So they were very spaced out, but it seems that the third one, like, was the end of it. And I read that, like, the TV show, like, or there's, like, a special. There's also, like, little, like, shorts that was, like, truly, like, the conclusion of it. But I'm curious now what this land, I don't know if they said it in the video, like, where this land takes after.
It really says, it just says Isle of Burke. But also, it's at Isle of Burke. And if you've seen the third movie, you know that they've moved, actually, islands. So it's
true.
It's really in the first island that they were at, so it's got to be sometime between that time where Toothless and
now that I know the movies, I am curious. We'll have to watch the like trailer again that Universal released because I wonder if they say, but like where this movie
they didn't say anything.
Actually takes place, because in like at Disney, like Radiator Springs, hello, like that's set in a specific time period between certain movies. Galaxy's Edge, like that is a place that has not existed in movies, but it is sometime after the what is it called, like the
Rebellion?
No, like there's like the prequels and then like it's the ones that Rey and Kylo Ren, like it's somewhere I think after the first movie
the
of
Skywalker
that section.
Series or something like that.
I'm not sure. Pandora, like everything is set somewhere, so this has to be set somewhere too. But I'm curious if we'll see like
it's gotta be like in between the first and the second film. I don't think it'd be
like, have we tamed dragons at this point?
Oh,
Spoiler.
for sure. I think
that's what the first movie's about.
No, for sure we have, because I feel like you wouldn't have the dragon riding on which they've seen the drone footage of like a dragon and like I guess some type of ride mechanic thing. You know what I'm talking about? This is like, we talked about this last one. I keep on saying that. But it's like a carnival type ride like that we saw in the drone footage where there's a dragon on the end and then on the other side is where like you ride and you're kind of just like going in a weird circle type
Yeah, they're
thing.
doing some ride testing there right now, and I think they might actually be putting people on the ride at this point on that one.
Really?
But it's like a pendulum swinging ride, so that's one of them, like a flat ride.
That's why I say it's like a kind of like a carnival-ish type ride. I don't think
I thought it was too, but it might be better than a carnival ride.
Well, we'll see. It reminds me of like the Doom area of like the Marvel Land, like comic book land area right there in Islands of Adventure. Like the rides over there.
I think it's gonna be better. But there's also I think there's 3 attractions in that land as well.
Really?
I forget what they are. Like obviously the one that we just talked about, and then there's gonna be a roller coaster. That one I didn't know, but I realized it is a roller coaster. And they showed like the little sheep that are in all of the movies. Like those are already planted out on like the ride course. And there's one other attraction. I can't remember what it is. I don't know. Honestly, look it up. I
don't know. It just says soar with dragons.
He says, I don't know. Let me just stare at my notes instead of looking up the attraction.
And flying dragons. I'll look it up real quick.
Great. But I'm actually very excited about that one. If I would have posted the podcast that we recorded episode a couple weeks ago, you would have heard me saying I don't really care about this land too much. Again, I probably would like it. But now because I know the movies and I've actually enjoyed the movies, I'm excited for this one. And I think this is going to be a really popular land, again, with knowing how popular this franchise is. And it's also neat, too, that we're getting some DreamWorks love in the park, like dedicated to one land, because Universal does really lean on its DreamWorks characters like Kung Fu Panda and Trolls. And we're seeing more of that, like peppered into the parks.
So there's going to be a play area, Skyfly rides, interactive boat area, a dragon meet and greet, and a dragon coaster.
I feel like you're looking at old concept art that's not legitimate.
Oh, maybe it is. But I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Oh my god. All right. Well,
it says
either way,
2023 edition.
We know that we're getting 3 attractions over
plus
there.
the Great Hall. That'd be cool. So yeah, because they were talking about like you're gonna have like a Viking adventure. I almost said pirate adventure, Viking adventure. So I'm sure they'll have like food themed to that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of turkey legs there. And you really just eat like savages type vibe.
And they might have meet and greets with like Toothless or something. I discovered they do that in the other parks somewhere.
Oh, look, I found it. Yeah, pendulum type ride.
It looks like a catapult or something.
Yeah, but now, like with recent footage, you see that there's a dragon on top of it or something like that. Maybe there's separate rides, separate vehicles or something like that.
But yeah, I think that'll be a really good land. I think it's going to be very cute. And clearly this is, actually, like I was going to say, clearly this is going to be something that stands like the test of time because these are very timeless movies apparently. But actually, Universal did release information that there's going to be a live How to Train Your Dragon movie coming out also in 2025.
Live action movie.
Yeah.
You said live. So to me,
live action
movie.
So that should come out probably around the same time that the park is opening. So synergy. And then our last land that I think this one's mixed. Like I'm excited about it and Christian feels otherwise. And like, I don't know. I have like my theories about it, but we're finally getting a land dedicated to classic Universal monsters. This land is going to be called Dark Universe and feature monsters such as Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, and allegedly more. It's giving Halloween Horror Nights 365 days a year.
Although they just say classic monsters reimagined in an ominous, chilling new experience.
Yeah, and so my theory is that if you do like Halloween Horror Nights, what?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited for it in a way, but also at the same time, I don't see how it could last.
I don't get how you think it wouldn't last. Like, Universal, literally, like, they are known for their monster movies. That is what they do best. That's how they started as a movie company. Your classic Frankensteins, Draculas, all of those types of things. And they have been around their parks. They've never really had, like, a dedicated attraction to them. I mean, they've been featured. They've been featured in Halloween Horror Nights. But it is cool that they're finally being given like the love that they deserve and making it more relevant by reimagining them and making them like modern, so to speak. But I think this is going to be really cool because obviously Universal does Halloween Horror Nights and that's so successful and has such a following behind it. Even if you don't like going to Universal, you go for Halloween Horror Nights. And so my theory is that we've been seeing more of the Universal monsters featured in the more recent Halloween Horror Nights events. And I feel like they've been testing the waters to see like what people are interested in because we've also seen some year-round shops, like merchandise locations featuring the Universal monsters. What else? I said something else the other day, but like they've just been very prominent lately, and I wonder if that's just to see if people really, really were interested. That's my theory. I'm sure there was a lot more that was thought into that from Universal, but we're going to be getting some cool rides in that area too. There is going to be another roller coaster themed after the Wolfman, and it looks to be very similar to almost like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind with like the spinning roller coaster. There's also, I think, going to be another attraction called something like Monsters Unleashed. Maybe not. It has a name.
Isn't that the name of the house?
I don't know. You have notes, and I don't even know what you wrote down on those notes. That's the only
thing I wrote down about Dark Universe, because that's all I really mentioned about Dark Universe. They just said it's classic monsters reimagined.
Well, tell me why you think it's going to be such a flop.
Well, I just don't know. Like I said, like, yeah, Halloween Horror Nights is very successful, and we love Halloween Horror Nights. We go every year, and I think this year, hopefully, we get to do the RIP tour, but I just feel like for it to have its own land, I just feel like, and I guess, you know, it did have like its Monster Cafe over here in Universal Orlando, and was it that popular? No, I think they got rid of it just because it wasn't even that popular then, was it?
I mean, that's true too. It probably was popular, but like over the years, maybe less. I don't know, but like it wasn't even really that exciting. And I also feel like it was kind of out of place. Like,
yeah, it's in the middle of the park, in the middle of New York, in the middle of like the whole like theater behind them and everything too. I get it's a weird spot. But I also feel like when you go to theme parks, you see a lot of like families, and I feel like some families just aren't into that horror stuff. So it could be potentially problematic where like most of the tourists or stuff like that, or people, you know, don't go to that land as much as the other lands. You know what I mean? Like How to Train Your Dragon.
Problematic.
Well, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people, me, you know, all the people who go to Halloween Horror Nights, I'm sure they're excited about this area. It'll be a darker, more, you know, horror oriented area, but I don't know. It just feels like not a lot of families would want to go there. Not a lot of families think of that as a vacation or a fun spot. I don't know. There's just a lot of...
It seems like you're scared. It seems like you
Scared of
are
what?
afraid. It seems like you're uncomfortable by monsters.
Okay, why would that be an issue? I'm just saying, like, I just don't think it'll last. I feel like that theme, out of all the themed lands, including How to Train Your Dragon 2 kind of threw me off a little bit because of the reason that I feel like people don't appreciate that movie that much. But monsters just in general, yeah, I get that it's classic and all that stuff. I mean, they have them walking around at Universal California. We saw Frankenstein and Miss Frankenstein, what's her name?
The Bride of Frankenstein.
Sorry, the Bride of Frankenstein.
Miss Frankenstein.
But that's, I don't know. Like, even then, like, you didn't really see a lot of people swarming around them. Not like Hello Kitty and all that.
I saw people interacting with Frankenstein.
Oops. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just can't see how it won't be successful.
Well, here,
I'm very interested.
Here's a good thing. Dragging people with me, okay? A lot of people don't. Sorry, a lot of people don't like when we talk about Halloween Horror Nights. Your friends included. So imagine all your friends not wanting to go to a part of the land because it's like horror themed.
So the lines are going to be short. That's good for me.
Exactly my point. But the whole thing is that if they don't have a lot of people going through the lines, if they don't have a lot of people, it's not going to last. It's not going to be able to sustain itself. That's how I feel. I don't know. But I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to it. I'm excited to see maybe hopefully some bar areas, some more adult type areas for that land. I'm not excited to see like food related to stuff because like if you're telling me I'm eating brains, I can't do that. That's what I'm scared of, really.
I don't know. I am curious because it almost reminds me a little bit too, like how Disney, obviously it would be like happier if it was Disney, but like Disney wants to always throw around the idea of like a villains themed land. I think it would be very similar. I think it's just going to be like a spooky area.
But I feel like the Disney villains is 100% different than the classic Universal villains. Dracula and Mummy and Werewolf and Frankenstein.
We're getting Universal monsters, so that's what it is. So I'm very curious to see how it's executed. I did just look it up, and it's not called Monsters Unleashed. It's called Monsters Unchained. That's going to be a dark ride, as it's described. It's called Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. But again, like, you can say that it's not going to be popular, but like Frankenstein, he's a well-known guy. He's been around since the very early ages of movie making. So he's never not going to have a name for himself. People are never not going to know who Frankenstein is. I think this is still going to be an area that people have been looking after for a really long time. I just really hope that Universal makes it a land that people all can enjoy.
Yeah, that's the main goal right there. A land for everyone to enjoy. And yeah, using good technology, innovative, and creativity.
Can you talk?
Creativity.
Creativity is creative.
But creativity.
This is not even being edited out. Like, this is why these podcasts are so difficult to film, record.
Ow.
Because you're like, da.
But what's the word that I'm trying to say? Creativeness?
I couldn't even tell because you're not even speaking words.
Creativeness. What's the word?
Creativeness. A single time I can say it. And you're out here for like a minute straight.
People's creativeness to make the park for everyone. Yikes.
That was very nice. I'm glad you said that. Very nice.
Thank you. Witty.
Whoa.
Okay, anyways.
Okay. The last thing I guess that I'll touch on. Oh, we also know too, I think in the Ministry of Magic Land, I don't know if we're getting it in How to Train Your Dragon, but I think there's going to be more shows in this park as well, which is cool because Universal doesn't really have too many shows.
They have side shows.
Yeah, but like pretty few. So I hope that we get some more like entertainment in the park as well. Because I think that's the one thing that Universal is lacking are the shows. And I think they can do really good shows. It's just
like the water show.
Yeah, they don't have as many.
They need to do the water show over there in California. Bring it over here.
It says we're getting a stage show in How to Train Your Dragon area. Yeah, it does say there's going to be a boat ride. We're going to get one in the Wizarding World. We're going to get one... Okay, that's it.
Just one show in the Wizarding World?
2 shows.
2 shows in the Wizarding World.
In the park.
Nice. In the whole park? Jesus.
I think we'll get more. I'm sure there's going to be just like... I feel like there's going to be entertainment like in Celestial Park as well, but...
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really excited. And then something that I was saying too is that I'm curious, like, obviously we have these 4 lands, but like, there has to be like expansion. There can't just be, I think, 4 lands in this park in general. Obviously there's going to be expansion, but I'm curious like how much room they have to add more portals and more lands and like what lands they'll add in the future.
Because if there isn't any room, we know which one's the first to go. Universal Monsters.
So you think. But I don't know. I'm curious like how they pick their lands in general because Universal is very different from Disney and that like obviously like you know what all goes with Disney. And as they acquire things, obviously like Marvel and like Fox and things like that, like we know that they're adding more to their catalog, but Universal, like I still don't fully know what they have.
Yeah.
And like I think they partner with people because I guess obviously the parent company is NBC, but like to have Nintendo and Harry Potter and like Monsters and then like collaborations with DreamWorks and I mean like I think like one of Universal's own movies is Fast and Furious.
Right.
So like not saying I want a land of that, but like I don't know, I'm just like curious what Universal's is. I also like honestly low key I think it would be really cool if Universal brought like a portal that was like a time machine. And then, like, it brings you back to all, like, the classic Universal
Well, they just did that.
rides.
A time
I guess
machine
they
to
did do that.
Minecraft. If you guys want to watch me play that, I will. It's Chris TV on Twitch.
I'm literally begging him to download it because Minecraft...
we're going to do it today, but now we're doing the podcast.
Well, so Disney, I guess, did some type of merger with games. You maybe can speak more on that because I don't know games.
Fortnite.
But Universal did a collaboration with Minecraft, and so it's essentially a digital gate, basically, where like you can experience like the old Universal attractions, like Back to the Future and E.T., just in the game world.
Yeah, if you guys want to see me stream that like for sure, go on in the comments and we can discuss it. We'll pick a time and a day, and I'll start streaming it. Go through all the classic rides, and we'll all do that together. Me, Alex, and all of you guys. But
yes, you tell him because clearly me telling him was not enough.
No, I said we would do it. But yeah, it's Chris TV. Follow me on that on Twitch, and we'll do it together.
But that would be like my wish for like an extra land. I think it'd be cool to bring back like Back to the Future. Or I think a Jurassic Park portal would also be cool because there's a lot of opportunity. But the thing is, they already have the Jurassic Parks and Islands of Adventure, so I don't know if they would like
what they need
make
to do
another
is just
land.
Update that land. So,
what would your choice for an expansion be?
I'm not sure. Would they have a bunch of Harry Potter already? No, I really don't know. The Universal Monsters, I don't really care. If they make more Nintendo World type stuff, does Nintendo? No, they don't own Sega and all that stuff. But like, you know, you have like Sonic and all that stuff. Is Sonic part of Universal?
I don't know.
So I don't know. You can have like all different lands for different characters and video games and all that stuff. But I'm just excited to see what they do with this land and to see what we do. Oh, you know what? Hold on. First of all, Japan actually has a bunch of anime stuff. So like One Piece and all that stuff. Attack on Titan. If they brought that over here, that's a whole game changer. And you know how much like money you would bring to this park?
That's truly something I would not be interested in.
Which is crazy. Obviously it's not crazy. A lot of people, which is also like true. A lot of our friends did say that, you know, they were really excited for the Epic Universe announcement. And then when they actually saw the Epic Universe announcement, they were like, you know what? This really isn't for me.
Yeah, they were saying like it's giving boy.
It's giving boy, yeah. It's like, you know, I didn't grow up with video games. I didn't really watch How to Train a Dragon. I don't know much about Harry Potter. And again, Monsters, not something that, you know, typical people...
I think it's just giving more, like, adult.
Yeah, more adult.
Because even with the How to Train Your Dragon, like, yeah, kids watch that, but that movie came out, like, 15 years ago, I feel like, at this point. So,
Yeah.
like, a lot of people that grew up with these franchises, like, they're
Are
older
older,
now. If not older than, like, us, too.
Yeah, so
So, I don't know. It's cool. But, again, like, even with the anime, like, I'm not into anime. Like, Hello Kitty, give me a Hello Kitty land. But, like, Hello Kitty is about it. But, again, like, if the line... No. But, again, like, if the land was cool, like, I probably would enjoy it. But there's something just like cringy about anime that like
don't say that. There's a little
for me
aspect of cringe, I will say, but I don't know. For me, like if there was a One Piece land or a One Piece restaurant, that'd be awesome. I think that'd be really cool. And the rides they have over there, like don't they have like an Attack on Titan ride over there in Japan that's really cool and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. You know what they have in Japan is they have the Jurassic World ride. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? It has like it's almost like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride over there in Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. Where it's like all screens. We need that over here. Like that type of technology over here.
It would be cool if they did a whole Jurassic Park world. I'm just curious if they would do that with having so much Jurassic Park
visitation
at the other parks. But then again, they have the Harry Potter sections at all the other parks too, so it's not like that stopped them from putting another one here.
So there you go. That's I do enjoy Jurassic Park.
On Wikipedia, the very credible news site, it does say that there could be ideas for expansion to Super Nintendo World, having like a Luigi's Mansion area.
Yeah, that'd
be neat.
That'd be really cool.
As well as a creature from the Black Lagoon in the Dark Universe, which also could be cool. But I don't know. I'm excited. And then, like we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, there are some hotels that are coming. We talked about the Helios Grand Hotel, or whatever you said it was.
That's what it is.
But there's also going to be 2 hotels that I think are going to be more of like the moderate value type of hotel. And those ones I think are called the Terra Nova and Stella.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. They're like star names. And there's 2 of them. And you can see these already built right now. They have like a very like colorful mosaic outer design, but those hotels are already open for bookings right now, and they open at the beginning of next year, I believe, if not at the end of this year. But you are able to book those hotels at the moment.
But it wouldn't be during park open.
It's before park open.
But didn't we say, oh no, we did say summer 2025. So they're just staying there before the park even opens?
Yeah, well, they're not going to open those hotels on like opening day. They're going to make sure that people like actually want to stay there and they work out the kinks.
For months?
Yeah, because it's going to be a busy area, I'm sure, when the park opens.
Oh, okay.
I'm very curious, too, like, if we'll be able to get tickets or, like, annual passes for Epic Universe or what that whole situation is going to look like, because this is a really big deal, like, not only for Universal, but for Orlando in general. Like, this is the first time that we've had a new theme park in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, like, we had Volcano Bay opening, but it's really a water park.
Anything. Yeah, because it's a water park.
It's still a theme park, and it was still a very brand new, very different water park, but we have not had a full theme park open probably since, I want to say, when did Islands of Adventure open? Like 2000?
I don't know. It's
2001?
Though.
I think that's the newest one. So this is going to be huge for the whole Orlando area. Like we're talking like hotels are going to be impacted, like iDrive. It's going to be a big deal. So I'm curious how much this is going to bring in for tourism. And I'm also curious what this is going to do to essentially light a fire under Disney to see what they're going to be announcing.
It kind of really is already lighting a fire under Disney. I feel like they've been like dropping news left and right already too, with the whole like Moana 2.
I mean, but
Lilo and Stitch live action leaks are coming out right now.
But I feel like it's not theme park news, and the theme park news that we have got from Disney, like yes, we're getting Tiana's Bayou Adventure that's opening.
Been dropping out a lot.
Yeah, but that's opening in summer, and we
out.
knew. Okay, so we're opening a theme park, and Disney said, "Let me give you a donut."
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like Disney is going to have to make, I feel like, some big announcements here soon in their next D23.
But also they opened up a whole new island over there in the Bahamas, right?
Again, but for the parks in Orlando, like there's got to be some competition, because even like last time the competition was like opening Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure and like opening Galaxy's Edge.
And
we opened up Pandora, and that was like, I feel like a response to Harry Potter Land. Like they go back and forth. So like I'm kind of like on the edge of my seat. Like Disney better announce something big and new. They've already teased us with like expansions to the lands in Magic Kingdom.
Behind Big Thunder Mountain.
And like maybe we'll get an announcement of a new park. I don't know. Disney always talks about that too. But
with all this stuff, do you think that they'll like finally commit, or have they committed already to like Coco type, Zootopia type
I'm
thing
sure
over there in Disney in Animal Kingdom.
I don't know.
I don't know. That'd be pretty
Not
neat too.
Coco.
Not Coco. I didn't mean Coco. Coco's behind Big Thunder Mountain is what they were talking about. Zootopia, I think they were talking about like a dinosaur area, right?
No, Zootopia is going to be just a show in the tree. Boring.
Wow.
But
yeah, Disney
I'm excited.
picked up
I think we'll get some more announcements for sure from Disney this year to get us excited and draw some attention to them. But I just want to know when we'll be able to get into Epic Universe.
Yeah, hopefully we are able to book our hotel and to get tickets or add it to our annual pass. I'm already paying $80 for Disney, so I wouldn't be surprised if they jumped up the annual pass for,
or if it's even included.
Or hopefully, just hopefully it's included.
I kind of low key would doubt that for the first year or so.
But hear me out, Universal Destinations, Universal, whoever is doing the publicity stuff, prove me wrong about Dark Universe and just give me tickets to go and experience it myself first. And then you will change my mind.
Universal said, "Shut the hell up, bitch."
No, I'm kidding.
I'll throw rocks at your window.
Okay. No, I would appreciate it. Send us a Chronos packet too.
Yeah, okay.
It's already too late, but who cares? Send it anyways. So I can throw it here on the show.
I'm very, very excited, and we'll be sure to, release and talk about any news that we get throughout the year, because I know Universal's not done. And we also know too that Universal Orlando over in City Walk, I'm pretty sure is confirmed we're going to be getting a preview center for Epic Universe.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to see more concept art. They'll probably come out with a model or something, like a scale model.
Like Epcot did their whole, they had a whole
the Epcot experience
projector type thing. Yeah.
But basically to tease and show what's to come and get people excited for the theme park opening in 2025. So we'll share some of that too once it does open. But that's really all we want to talk about. We were excited. All of you probably don't care, but you should, because it's a big deal for Orlando. It's a big deal for us because we're excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be really, really neat. Like I said, all the concept art looks really cool, and I think this is going to be a really exciting thing to look forward to in 2025. So,
yeah, I'm excited.
You sounded.
I'm excited. We just talked about it for an hour or so.
Okay. But thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And hopefully you are following us on YouTube and watching us, if not listening to us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We appreciate it a lot.
Yes, if you're returning listeners.
Some would say Asante Sana. Ooh.
Some would say.
Just learned that on the Wild Africa trek.
We did just do the Wild Africa trek. It was
keep an eye
very
out for
cool. But make sure that you're following us. Make sure you're subscribed. Give us a like, comment down below to continue to support our channel. We really, really appreciate you. And we will be back next time to chat about something else. But until then, we are going to leave you
right now. Bye.
Okay. Bye.